All right, so once again, it appears that Blog Talk is creating commotion with uploading the show, which is to be expected because they are there is an all-out war against the truth, and whoever is wanting to bring this truth by way of the Father, they are trying to intercept and create commotion and make people frustrated. Why? Because they are frustrated. Why? Because they are struggling right now because they are no longer in control. All praises to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. To the Father who has risen up his people, who has taken the yoke of curses off his people's neck and put that yoke on the nation's neck. All praises to the Father who has allowed his spirit to enter back into his people. All praises to our God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for the whole house of Israel will be saved. And this is the dilemma that they're under, because they do not recognize nor consider the house of Israel. They call themselves the house of the Israelis, which, mind you, is something crude and rudimentary to the truth. It is actually an abomination to the truth, because Israel is the name that the Father gave Jacob. So they've also bastardized the name Israeli. You can't make this stuff up anymore. And this wokeism attack on wokeism, they won't attack us straight up. They got to come around. And it's funny to me because it's almost like they allowed the little trans people to be put in the public face so that they can then condemn them and condemn it as woke. Because when Bruce Jenner was saying, when they were giving Han and Bruce Jenner Women of the Year, and handing these men Women of the Year, handing these politician Women of the Year, they weren't complaining. When they were slicing and dicing these children's genetic created biological genders or members, they weren't caring about it. Yet as we wake up as the whole house of Israel, as is stated in Ezekiel 37, 36, and 37, as we stand up, a mighty and exceeding army, they have fear. Now, this fear that they have when they see us as an army. It's funny because we're not even standing up as an army. It's what they are they are perceiving it as an army because we're standing up not in favor of them. So if you ain't on my team, you against me, right? If you ain't with me, you against me. So this is their logic. This is a Gentile logic. What should happen is if someone says, "Well, no, I'm not dealing with that. I'm not doing your Christmas and your Easter and your um, whatever stupid other holidays that you have. I choose not to do that." Instead of them saying, "Well, wait, let's have a conversation about that. Why don't you want to do this anymore?" They can't consider that, and they go against it. Now it's a fight because this is all they can do, which is interesting because people don't understand who we're dealing with. Hold on a second. I know that these nations want to say that they somebody and all this and Jack Boom and yada yada yada, but who we're dealing with is the Horites. And, I done this. I broke this down a while ago, but but we have to understand that the Horite, the Troglodyte, the children of Seir, these are all the people of today. This is why there is such a dysfunction today. Because they may look like people or God's creation, but they don't act like God's creation. They can't claim righteous, godly morality when all they do is steal, kill, and destroy, and then lie about it. It's like, you look at what's happening today, and you want to have some empathy on all this stuff that's going on, but it's like, shoot, man, I mean, don't you see this coming? Can't you see this coming? I mean, what is this? Is this rocket science? Is this are we figuring out pi? I mean, shoot, the sisters already figured out the Pythagorean theory, broke it. So is this difficult? I mean, can we not see the error of the Gentiles? Oh, I mean, why are you gonna call us Gentiles? Because that's what you are. We're not dealing with this white black dynamic anymore. That's stupid. That's dumb. Why? Because you are not black and you are not white. You have a historical genealogy. And it's funny because when they were all up in genealogy before they knew anything, when they were all up in it, trying to force feed us themselves in it and say that they are the people and they are this and they are that, genealogy was great. They were all up in the Bible. Shoo, we the people. Shoo, you ain't them people. Shoo, we the people. And you're like, well, wait, okay. So we just savages and we ain't this and we ain't that. That's why you guys get to use Willie Lynch's mental spells on us. You guys get to do that because you're so righteous. You guys are the people of the book because y'all are so righteous as you destroy, rape, pillage, steal, and murder. You guys are so righteous as you force us to build a building and then enslave us in it as a jail. You guys are so righteous that you had us build buildings so that you guys can go in and create laws against us. You guys are so righteous, Gentiles, that you guys have made us build your churches so you can go in and put spells on us of your own dogma. You guys are so righteous that you guys had us build places of education that you guys can go and indoctrinate us into your thoughts. You guys are so righteous that you guys had us build theaters to go in and create and put build theaters so that we can see ourselves negatively. But you guys are so righteous. You guys are so Christian. Jesus, what would Jesus do? Well, would he do what you do? Would he do what you did? No, we don't want to talk about that. That's wokeism. We are against wokeism. Well, we can't go back to sleep. And for you to be, for you Gentiles to want to go against being awakened shows that you're still not righteous and shows that you are an ignorant bunch. Why do you want the whole world to go back to sleep? See? You want the whole world to go back into your matrix, your non-metaphysical matrix, your unrighteous, demonic matrix of self-cursing and self-serving. And now that we have an idea, we have more understanding, and we're getting more and more every day. Now that we have accepted and we consider our contract, our covenant with our Father, now everything's a problem. Now you seem to have a delusion of sorts against being awoke. So does that mean that you would rather have people go back to sleep while they're driving? Nah, just go back to sleep. When they working in your businesses, go back to sleep. When they learning your language, when they're learning your history, you want them to go back to sleep, go back to sleep. And you think for a minute that these nations aren't being judged. Florida, all up in the lies and the trickery, catching hell right now. And as they should. And listen, I'm not saying that people got to be destroyed, but people have been destroyed. People have been destroying people. Yes, I know. Oh, that happened so long ago. No, well, it's still in the minds of the people. It seems like it was just yesterday that the Gentiles were murdering my people in the street. Oh, matter of fact, they did. Let me shoot this kid for walking up on my door, ringing my doorbell. What kind of degenerate mindset is that? Oh, that's the baby boomer mindset, the 70, 80, and 90-year-olds. Why? That burden that they have taken from their parents during the lynching times is heavy on them. It's heavy. These curses that, that was on us and our people for a long time, even in our as in our old age, that was heavy burdens. Heavy burdens. I remember my great grandmother, but what's interesting is my people didn't, they just came to accept it, and they saw the glass as half full, not half empty, based on their condition and their station and their status in life. They accepted it and made the best of it. Well, when you are on the top and you start falling to the bottom, free falling, and you got a mental illness, and you got the burden on you, and everything that you thought you knew is a lie, the last and only thing that you can do is act out in a destructive manner. Not to mention that this country, ours, or the European country or European nation of America, loves their guns. Listen, everything that they show on TV, every movie, every series, you can look at it and say, oh, kill, steal, destroy. The only show, and this is a show, because even the ones that they want to make it seem like, the Left Behinds and their churchianity movies, they're so far-fetched and over the top, and they're so embedded in uranized theology that they're not even true, right? So the only show that I can say that in my lifetime of viewing, there might be others, but this is the only one that comes to my mind right now. It's the one with the Little House on the Prairie fella. And it's interesting because he was a righteous man. He was trying to do the right thing, treat people right, and he dies of cancer early. Who was that? Michael Landon? It's the only one. After that, it was just kill, steal, and destroy, lie, cheat, murder, rape, incest. It just got it. When I can't even suspend my disbelief anymore on their shows. I used to be able to suspend my disbelief and be entertained. Now I can't even suspend my disbelief. It's unbelievable. It's like I'm looking at them going, man, these people just love to kill, steal, destroy. Oh, another Liam Neeson movie, Kill, Steal, Destroy. Oh, another 007, Kill, Steal, Destroy. Oh, another, what's that? Keanu Reeves, Kill, Steal, Destroy. Jack Wick, John Wick. I mean, everything. Oh, every Catholic movie is about possession and evil spirits. Well, isn't that funny? Because if you are a righteous institution, why would you allow? Why would you? Why wouldn't you show more righteous stories? And when they do create righteous movies, it's righteous vengeance. So it's still killing, stealing, destroying righteously. Oh, that person had it, karma. But then when we look at their system and we're saying, hey, you know that movie that you made, that thing is karma, just like what's going on now. Oh, you guys are racist. Oh, you guys are evil. You guys are hateful. No, stop. There's no hate over here. And let me do this. And before you have to look into the Horites, because you have to remember Esau went to the Horites, even though he was told not to. He went to the Horites. That's the Caucasoid Mountains, the Caucasus Mountains. That's Mount Seir. He went there and had relations with those Horite women. And somehow today, don't worry about that. Well, I wouldn't either if I was a Horite. If I got Horite serpent seed blood, this is the blood. This is all about the woman seed and the serpent seed. Always, 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 from the beginning, the Horites and the serpent seed has made everybody eat off of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Everyone. We all had to eat off of that. But once the Father rises his people back up, the tree of life comes back up. It becomes back into focus. Now you have a decision to make. Do you want to continue to eat off of the tree of knowledge of good and evil? Or do you want to eat off of the tree of life? And these are metaphysical understandings, esoteric understandings. But if you listen to a Gentile, it's just surfaceable. That's why we have now embarked into, and I am so thankful that the Father has allowed us to get to this place. This is our inheritance. Our inheritance is the metaphysical of the metaphysics of the universe. How everything connects back to the source. The heathens and the Gentiles couldn't cope with that source because it wasn't their source. They couldn't deal with that source. Literally, they could not deal with, there was no dealings with them. When the Father turned his back on his people, he didn't say, well, I'm going to now deal with the Gentiles. No, he just let them do what they're going to do. So when the day of judgment comes, he can, no, you did that. Do you remember this? Oh, do you remember that transhumanism thing? Oh, do you remember when you slice open those babies, when you lynched my people, when you cursed my people? But we were blessing Israel. Those aren't my people. What? What do you mean? What do you mean those aren't true? What do you mean? Didn't I leave my word for you to recognize and understand and learn from? Well, we did. No, you took it and put it away. You hid my word. The talents. You hid my talents. And you think that I'm going to be okay with that? Didn't my son come and give you that parable? Didn't he come and so why would you think, why Gentiles and heathens, Horites and Edomites alike, why would you think that I hate my people when I clearly told you who I love and who I hated? Isn't that on the words? Or are you just so foolish a nation, a people, a being, that you dismissed it? Which one is it? And you told my people not to look up. You told my people that they were savages. You told my people that they didn't have any history. You told my people that they had to learn your language. You told my people that if you didn't do it, address and do what you wanted them to do, then they will be in jail, incarcerated. You made laws against my people. In particular, my people in particular. Why would you do that, Gentiles? If you were a righteous nation. So when the Father is awakening his people and judging the nations, what does that look like in your mind? In my mind, what that looks like is that the nations are in court. See, we've been in court for a long time. We've been the accuser of the brethren just been in court screaming, see, look at them niggas, look at what they doing. They always trifling. They don't want to do this. And we're going, but we haven't been given who are we? We don't have what we're supposed to have. You're not giving us what we need to survive. And they're like, you need to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You need to do what we did. Scoff, scoff, scoff. Accuse, accuse, accuse. Now, now, we're not accusing them. We're not even scoffing at them. They're in court. And their own deeds is accusing themselves. Their own actions is scoffing at themselves. Their own people are hating themselves. We're just in the back. We're not even the jury. Don't even have to be. The Father already he got the books open. He's going, okay, such and such, you did this, that, and the third. This is what you're doing. This is what's going to happen to you. And they're going, but why me? My people didn't do. You don't know what your great-great-grandfather did. You don't know what your great-great-grandmother did. You don't know what your uncles, your aunts did. So why are you trying to say that you don't want to repent for what they did? Why don't you just say, you know what? Listen, I am sure that my people were racist so-and-sos. Why? Because at that time, that was the prevailing sentiment and the prevailing action to do. And you know what? I repent. I am sorry if my people had anything to do with the demise and the killing and the stealing and destroying and the lynching of your people. See? I mean, that would be righteous. I don't know. I know it's been a long time, but I know nothing has changed, and I can see these things still going on today. Listen, I repent of it because I know that Christ said to repent and atone so that the truth can set you free. But you know what? You ain't gonna get many that's gonna do that. Why? Because the pride of the Gentiles are strong. It's heavy on them. It's like a millstone tied around their neck. It's really heavy. They are unable to recognize their own folly. Yet they can see the beam in your eye. So they can judge you, but they don't like being judged. They don't like being judged at all. But it's funny because as an Israelite, I'm prepared for judgment. And how am I preparing for it? By repenting, by atoning, not just for what my forefathers did and my fathers' did, but my own inadequacies and iniquities and shortcomings daily. And they somehow so righteous, standing on the top, the pinnacle of the universe, that they don't even have to do that. That's the arrogancy in the Gentiles and the heathen. That's why that look on their face is going to be priceless. It's going to be priceless. And I'm not going to condemn them. I'm not going to be upset at them. I'm not going to be mad at them when I see that look on their face. I'm not going to browbeat them. I don't have to. I don't have to be mean to them. I don't have to. The Father is going to put that wood to them double. That's not, it got nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. And it's so funny because even their own theology is at odds with each other. Their whole system is at odds with each other. And they looking bad. Looking bad. This is how you know who the people are at the end. You see it on their faces. The standard of beauty for a long time has been, European, right? That's the standard of beauty. Well, what's interesting today is they're not looking so hot. They're not looking so good. It's really uncanny the way that they're looking. And it's not everybody. And listen, I'm not saying that some of them, I'm not saying that they look ugly. No, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that overall, the standard of beauty is even changing. What we are in this change of an era, this change of an age, is also the exchange of situation. And people, we have to know what that looks like. The exchange of situation is the head, the tail, the head. There's going to be no in between anymore. The in between was those nations that, I'm from India, and I know we got these Negroes, these dark-skinned Indians. We're going to keep them slaves, but we're going to try to get anybody that is light-skinned is right. This whole mulatto and this whole octoroonish type mentality of beauty is changing. It's changing. And the burden of that is a costly one. Because what is in order to maintain that beauty, it comes at a cost. And what's the cost? Vanity, vanity. And that's a vice. That's not a virtue. That's why when you look at what's happening today, you can see that their vices are being judged. If nothing else in this world created by the Gentiles, if nothing else, their vices got to be judged. Got to be. Like that in and of itself. That's just one piece of it. But their vices, the vices that they brought upon the people, that has to be judged. And again, if you follow the vice, you'll come to a certain people who say they are but are not, and they're going to be judged harshly. And as they should. As they should. Because they have lied about who they are. They have created a lot of vices. They've created a lot of division. They've created a lot of lies. Everything over the last, where are we at? 2023. Everything over the last 73 years. Let's say the last 80, 93, the last 100 years. Let's just go to the last 100 years. Everything over the last 100 years has been propped up by these people based on their lie. Now think about that. Everything. That's a lot. That's an absolute, and that's a lot. And as it, there's going to be a lot of problems. There's going to be a lot of problems. And the problems now, since we have now reached the 12th woe, and you look that in Baruch, second Baruch. Now that we have the commingling of all the woes into one being evident, mental illness is about to be at an all-time high for these people. And sadly enough, these people got guns. And what they think they're going to do with their guns and their ammunition is kill some people, kill other people, okay? They think that they're going to get their guns and their weapons to kill others. But what's going to happen is the Father is going to make them turn their guns on themselves. And this is not going to be themselves as a group. This is going to be themselves individually. And this is the saddest part about the whole thing. Because all they have to do, my God, all they have to do is repent and atone. Because they won't, they will get them guns pointed back at them. And, we got guns too, I for one, do not. My family does. But I do not. And that's not because of any fear. It's just that I feel like if you have it, there's going to come a point in time that you're going to have to use it. And if you use it, then you have to deal with those consequences. Personally, I'd rather allow the Father to tell me what I need to use at whatever given time, or let the Father do what's going to be done. I don't want to take matters into my own hands. That's a Gentile mindset to me. Because again, I'm looking to be in Goshen. I don't know about everybody else. They can be out on the front lines if they want to. It's their business between them and the Father. But me, I want to be in Goshen. I want to be, playing dominoes, playing spades. I want to be enjoying life. I want to have peace of mind. I don't want to be stressed to be out there having to protect myself with a gun or any weapon. Damn sure not a knife. I'd be a fool in this land of gun people, killers, adept killers. I'm going to put my strength and faith in the Father to protect me, to keep me out of the way while they gunning themselves down. And that's just what I keep seeing. Like, this thing cannot end well. It just can't. There's too much happening. And looking at these silly Christians and their thoughts on, Jesus died for them. Again, not even recognizing that he was murdered by them and our forefathers, which, mind you, had some of the serpent seed running it at the time, those Pharisaical, Sephardim, Edomites, okay? But, we know these things. We know these things. And since we know these things, that's half the battle. Now that we know them, now we have to put them into fruition. We have to now create metaphysically our new being. And how does that look? Well, I mean, you have to study to show yourself approved. You have to treat people the way you want to be treated. You have to uh, recognize that words matter, that words can lift up and words can tear down. You have to recognize that every physical thing was once in the spiritual before you saw it. Even grass, you could see it grow, so it was growing somewhere else before it started growing that you cut, right? Even that chair that you're sitting in, someone had to think of building that. Someone had to have that chair in their mind to think it for it to be created. That's the irony of this AI thing now. Now they want this AI to create, because the Gentiles are non-creationists. They don't have an understanding of creation. Again, if they did have an understanding of creation, they will understand righteousness, because to create is to be righteous. A righteous creation is the pinnacle, the zenith of everything. But they are not created righteously, because some have Horite blood in them. This is who we've been dealing with, these Horites, who, mind you, don't even know that they got Horite blood in them. That's why those same people, the same small hat people, own the DNA. The DNA, you and me, the Ancestry.com, all that stuff, that's owned by them. That's coming out of Palestine. Those companies. And why is that important? Because if they are in control of it, that's why it's so funny, because you got all these stories of people putting their cat saliva on the thing and sending it in, and they go, "Oh, you got Asian and then European and some African in you." And it's like, well, it's a cat, really, or a plant. They do the same thing, because they want to make it so that everyone is someone who they're not. That is a covetedness curse. When you can get all the black people saying, or even white people, because so-called white people, they want shoot, I don't want to be white. I don't want to be white. And then they go, well, my DNA says that I got some African in me, so I got some African somewhere in me, so I ain't racist. And listen. The small hat people are controlling that. So that is not true. The only way that you can figure out who you are is by thoughtful meditation, prayer, and hard work, and treating people the way you want to be treated. Then you'll come to know who you are. This is why this is what they were doing. This is what the Gentiles do. It was Balak was trying to get Balaam to do, to curse the people, but the father said, "Nah, I'm gonna bless my people. Every time that he wants you to curse, 3 times I'm gonna make him bless you, bless my people." This is why now, at this particular time, all hell is breaking loose, because they do not have anyone to blame. They do not have anywhere to run to. They do not have a rapture to escape from, or through, or escape with. They have to deal with these woes that's going to come on them. That's just a perfect name. It's just perfect. In the Father's ultimate perfection, he said, Baruch. You want to know? It's going to be 12 woes. And the last woe is going to be the commingling of all the woes before it. And these woes are going to come quick, fast, in a hurry. So, fleeing away from here, the woes is everywhere. Don't be trying to go nowhere. If the Father says, get up and go, you get up and you go. As simple as that. If the Father ain't telling you to get up and go nowhere, you sit yourself still. This is, people wanting to get you to go somewhere where you are not supposed to be, because you need to be over there to covet that land instead of coveting your land. The seasoned lands is Jacob's, is Shem's. And we don't even know all the seasons because the weather's all jacked up. Why? Because the Gentiles has screwed with the ozone, with the atmosphere. In their lies of going to the moon. Lies. These people are so stupid. Oh, we destroyed all of that that technology. We just destroyed it. Why would you destroy the technology to go to the moon? That doesn't even make sense. That's not that's not even logical. You are a Gentile. You would have taken that knowledge, and you would have already been on the moon, living on the moon. You would have escaped. Matter of fact, you'd have been on the moon with some nukes and then dropped nukes on all of the black people here on this earth. That's what you would have done if you were able to get to the moon, because that's your MO. Your MO is to kill, steal, and destroy. Why do you think the Father wouldn't let you get to the moon? Why would he let you get to the moon or get off of this earth? Why? So you can destroy something? It's like I was looking the other day, and I saw this article the other day, and it was talking about all the trash, the plastics in the oceans. Shoot, you don't even take care of the oceans. You don't take care of the air, you don't take care of the water, you don't take care of the land, but somehow, you think you're going to the moon? Somehow you think you're going to Mars? Somehow you think you're getting off of this planet? It's like you going, you're a kid, and your parents said, okay, let's say teenage, and they say, all right, we're going away for the weekend. And you say, okay, I'm going away for the week. Y'all going away. Y'all have a good time. Bye. And then y'all proceed to throw down, have a party, destroy the house and all that. And then your parents say, all right, we on our way back. And you go, what? And there's nothing you can do because you can't fix it. You can clean some of it. And then when you clean it, but the holes in the wall, now you got to come up with a lie about what happened. This is what the Gentiles have done. They have conceptualized a broken house, a house built on sand. That's metaphysical. That's esoteric. Why would you build a house on sand? What, you gonna go to the Sahara and build $1 billion home in the middle of the Sahara? Why? Why would you go to the beach and build your home on sand? Why? Why wouldn't you build it on rocks? Why wouldn't you build it on concrete? Why wouldn't you build it on a strong foundation? This is the Gentiles. They didn't build anything on a strong foundation. Why? Because they felt they didn't have to. Oh, we're strong. We can kill, steal, and destroy at whim. No, nobody can take us down. Nobody. And you sit back and go, well, dang, nobody can take them down. Now all of a sudden they just getting broke down. They getting broke down, beat down, knocked down, stepped down, shot down. And they don't know what to do. And this mental illness is about to come on them. Now, what does all that mean? All that said about the degenerate, reprobate Gentiles and their unwavering wickedness is to say to the people, the chosen few, to stay the course, to stay strong, to make sure that you are cleaning yourself, to getting yourself prepared. Because we're not going to, Goshen don't mean that you're not going to be in and around it. You'll be seeing what's going on, but you got to be in the right frame of mind. Metaphysically, you got to be connected properly. You've got to get your electrons straight. You got to get your frequency straight, your vibration straight. You can't be letting these leeches take your frequency down and then vibrating you all jacked up. You can't. All this metaphysical ness is ours. It's all about us. Has been since the beginning. It's been about the woman's seed. It's been about the tree of life. This is where we are. We're coming to the beginning of the rule of the tree of life. And it's a beautiful thing. Every time I envision it, it's like, it's a beautiful thing. I dare touch it, but I know I have to be around it because its radiance is healing me. It's purifying me. It's making me be at peace. Yet at the same time, it's giving me pause to consider if I chose another way. It's making me self-convict myself. And you know damn well no Gentile is going to self-convict themselves. They ain't going to consider anything that they do, good or bad. Ain't going to be a whole lot of good, but good or bad. They don't even consider, they don't care. Because their logic is, what? This is just how it's always been. What do you mean? You're black. What do you mean I need to do some reading? What do you mean dumb diverses? What do you mean 1492? And and over the past week, one of the funniest things that I've encountered is these Siberian people who have been propped up to be what they call Indians of America, coming against the Negroes or the Israelites for saying they are the Aboriginal people, the true and original Indians. And I'm just saying to myself, you see, this is how you know that everything's over, right? Because if you were the true Aboriginal Indians, then you would be on our team. You'd be going against the European colonizer who colonized and destroyed your people. But you don't even care about that. You don't. What you care about is us saying that we are the Aboriginal people. When your pockets are full or fat, that you can go and get drunk as hell. Not to mention that I'm looking at them and I'm not judging them. I'm just saying what it is. But a lot of them look bad. So I was saying, a lot of them, the Father's people are going to radiate. They're going to begin to look like him. I mean, why would he say, yes, you're my people, and you look like hell? And because you look like hell, you're thinking like hell, you're treating people like hell, you're treating yourself like hell. Well, that's not how this works. The new man, the new woman is transformed into the new man and the new woman. That would mean mind, body, and spirit. There's your metaphysics. Somehow you got these people that's talking, oh, well, you know, you people always want to take cultural appropriate. Y'all want to take, you guys are from Africa. Wait, we're telling you we're not from Africa. So it sounds like a lot of gentiles. Because if I go on every any land mass on this planet, including Antarctica, there will be dark-skinned people. Period. End of story. Like get the hell out of here with this madness of Uranized, Anglicized people being ancient. There's no way. Scientifically, there's no way. Listen, that's not a bad thing. I'm not mad at people, blah, blah, blah. I understand the Horites connection and all that, so I'm not mad at people. What I'm saying is that you cannot be ancient. Genetically, you would not survive. It's just facts of the matter. Genetic. So the darker you are, the more dominant your genes. The lighter you are, the more recessive your genes. This is biology 101. This is science. Metaphysics. The physical, the metaverse, the metaphysics. And somehow today they want to us to still be asleep. Don't be thinking like that. What you niggas thinking like that for? Don't y'all just want to play ball and try to have some fun and eat some pie? Isn't that what y'all want? Why are you thinking like that? Well, because it's time to think like that. How is it that we're the only people on the face of the earth that can't think for ourselves? And that's the funny of the Siberian people. They want to try to act like they want to get in the game to talk about we can't think like for ourselves either. And I'm going, you people too? Y'all ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw out of. And you want to come against me? Are you crazy? Again, every nation, every landmass has dark-skinned people. They don't show you, they don't tell you. China, dark-skinned people. Indonesia, dark-skinned people. Australia, dark-skinned people. Europe, dark-skinned people. Africa, dark-skinned people. New Zealand, dark-skinned people. All the islands, dark-skinned people. So where the hell is this ancient Anglo people from? They're not. They are Horites with some Horite blood. However, not all of them have the Horite blood that are light-skinned. Because remember, Esau is still a Hebrew. And he's dark-skinned. While he was light-skinned, but dark-skinned. He has that dark-skinned dominant gene in him. The Horites did not. That's why it's funny. They go, well, he's redhead. He must be Irish. What? Our people are all types of red. My grandmother was red. My sister's red. I'm dark as hell. So genetically, metaphysically, I'm dominant. Spiritually, I'm getting there, but I'm still dominant. Physically, I'm dominant. So where's the recessive in any of that? You know where it is? It's the mind. It's the spells that they created in our minds to make us believe that we were less than. We were recessive. Whilst they, the true recessive, in our minds, we thought them to be dominant. Now this exchange of situation is occurring. Now we see them metaphysically through our own eyes, our own understanding, our own logic, and we're going, wait, Wait, you're recessive. Oh, I'm not recessive. Look at how you're acting. You want to raise the retirement age on people over and over and over again, even though you understand that what is it? The mortality age rate is going up too. So that means that you're saying that you don't want to pay people. You don't want people to retire. You rather them dead so you can keep that money. That's recessive thinking. Oh, we were DeSantis. Oh, we're gonna go against wokeism. So you want people sleep. That's recessive. Because when you're sleeping, you're not thinking, you're not doing what you're thinking, but you're not doing. Oh, the police is all upset. Listen, the police is off overseers. They got to pay for what they have done. So, hey, military is going to pay for what the politicians have done. The police are going to pay for what they have done. What their mayors have done. Everybody is about to pay. And the recessive people are going to pay hard. They're going to pay hard. That's why you look at all these drug areas with this fentanyl and all this other crazy madness. I mean, I take a look at it on YouTube. I try every so often. I don't go looking into it and all that, but every so often I'll take a look at Philly. I'll take a look at Portland. I'll take a look at Seattle. I'll take a look at San Fran. And because when I'm taking a look at to see if our people is in there, if I see a lot of Negroes, I'm gonna be straight up. If I see a lot of Negroes, and I don't, and I don't, and I can only look at it and go, this is a heavy burden that's being paid right now. And it's funny because 2020 was said to be the time where the majority will become the minority. And if you think about that, that's funny to me because the majority has always been the minority. Now the majority is about to be the majority as it should have been. But the minority who had the majority of the guns said they were the majority. It's like we still 12%, 12 to 15% of the population, yet we having all the babies. Yet we got all we got so many of our men and women in jail. That's why they want to say, oh, the Mexicans they're the fast. No, I'm sorry. The Hispanics, whatever the hell that means, the Hispanics are the fastest growing population. I'm going, really? The Hispanics? Over us? Are you crazy? Don't nobody have babies like Israel had babies. Don't no nation have babies like Israel. That's part of our blessings, to have babies. Multiple, many nations. So, I mean, fool you on that madness. Hispanics, whatever again that means. Latins, whatever the hell that means. Mexican, whatever that means. But the Anglicized Gentiles, they ain't having babies because they are self-centered. Matter of fact, you ain't gonna see a whole lot of babies being born in the next, if the father gives them this amount of time, in the next 20 years. Why? Because majority of their boys want to be girls, and the majority of their girls want to be boys, and they cutting themselves and strapping themselves down, taking things out, going against the Creator. And then they're going to have that look on their face. They're going to have that look on their face. And that look is going to tell it all. It's going to be like, damn, wow. And it's going to be like, hey, it's too late. It's just like Bruce Jenner. It's too late, Bruce. It's a wrap for you, son. And yeah, you are the epitome of witchcraft. You allowed them witches of Eastwick to put in your head that you should be a woman. Hey, Bruce, why don't you wear this, Bruce? Oh, let me see. How do I look in it? Why don't we make you up, Bruce? We can put makeup on you, Bruce. Oh, I do look good. I like being a woman. Madness. Poster child of madness. Oh, well, everybody's good. You need to just leave those people. Listen, nobody's mad at them people. This is their own. This they have to deal with their own consequences. Who the hell am I to say that you a woman, a man, a woman, even though I know what that means. I know what a woman is. A woman is a being that can carry life. A man is a being that has the seed of life. Period. End of story. No more conversation. You can dress a pig up, but it's still a pig. So, madness, stupors, ignorances, wickedness. These are the adjectives of the Gentile nations. They have not produced, created, or even cogitated anything righteous. And I've asked this question before. What positive deed, action, thing has the European brought to the world? And that's a real question. And if people don't want to answer that question, it's not my problem. If you don't want to think about the problem, not my problem. Think about that question, it's not my problem. But the reality is that is a solid question. What positive thing has the European brought to its own world? See, because it's its world. Because we know it ain't brought nothing positive to the world of Israel. We know that. So what has it brought positively to its own world? Because if it is something that they have brought positively to its own world, would the world be in the condition that it's in today? Would the Pope be sitting up there talking about, we kind of apologize about that, dumb diversus thing? This is why all the scriptures is talking about this time. This is why they can't see it, because now this information that we're given is sealed to the majority of the Gentiles. And that Gentile is black, white, Puerto Rican, Haitian. It don't even matter. It's sealed to them. And be thankful that maybe you got a spouse, or because not every spouse not every couple or every individual grouping believes the same thing. So if you have a spouse or you have a group that you deal with on a continuum that is like-minded and is about this walk and about this truth, and I ain't talking about a camp or nothing madness like that. I'm talking about just, that group of people that can see, hear, touch, smell, that has their five senses in tune and frequency to the Father. Be very, 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 very thankful for that. And if you are in a situation where you are a believer and the other isn't, be very, 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 very thankful for that, because you are set to help someone else. that's not in your family, or that is in your family, that the Father has put you together with. He put you together with this person not to chastise them, but to help them along the way. He wouldn't have woken you up and kept you in the situation with that person if he didn't have reason for that person to be part of Israel. Now, of course, that's their choice, but be thankful for that. And those people who are not understanding but are connected to people who are understanding, they ought to be thankful. And they will be thankful soon enough. Otherwise, they're going to have that look on their face. And when they have that look on their face, ain't going to be nobody crying them a river. Cry me a river. No. You ain't got no empathy. No. You need to have sympathy. No. This was your choice. Matter of fact, you had the opportunity to know the truth and you chose not to. So this is on you solely. But I pray that the nation that is on the narrow road, that's got some folks that still hanging on the broad way, I only hope that the Father allows you strength enough to help them get on to help them find the narrow way and walk it. That's it. The rest is on them. You know? Ain't gonna be, and the saved thing. Saved. I'm saved. Are you saved? What the hell is that? That denotes in the mind that you have become. You ain't become nothing. This is a constant work, a constant action. And somehow the Gentiles got everyone believing that they already saved. Huh? How are you saved, man? How are you saved, woman? What you should say is, I am thankful to been chosen to be chosen to be saved. If you want to use saved. Otherwise, you just say, look, I'm just a work in progress. I am still working through my demons. I'm still purifying myself. Because if you boast to be saved, then the attacks will come. That's why it said in Baruch, the attack of the Chittims. Okay? See, these demons going to come and test you hardcore. When you say, well, I am saved. I am saved and favored. The Father, I am the Father. I'm a God. And demons going to be, whew, thank goodness we got one over here that we can go and reside in. And then madness strikes you down. Why? Because you are not under the protection, the hedge of the Father. Because you already saved. What the hell do you need the Father for? It's an oxymoron. That's why Christianity's dumb. Jesus didn't come to save the Gentiles. Jesus didn't come to say to the Gentiles, hey, you know what? I'm done away with my people and all them laws. So I'm going to let you do all the laws, all the unrighteous laws, and do everything you want to do wickedly. He didn't come for that. He didn't come to save you from your sins to sin. Gentile. It's ignorant. And somehow, who gave you the authority in the first place to believe that madness? Oh, I know. Since the Father allowed you to take his people, by de facto, you said, well, shoot, we the people now. That's your supersessionism and replacement theology. Oh, I get it. But you're soon, Gentile, soon to have a visit from the Reaper. And this reaper is going to be your own undoing. You know, 2 in the field, 1 gone. That reaper got that person. Because the Father wants you right here for the kingdom to come. So it ain't going to be you getting raptured out. Again, that's Gentile understanding, which has gotten everybody screwy. Everybody drunk on Gentile lies. And somehow, we the problem. I'm a problem. I'm the guy that's doing tough love. That's what I was going to do. Tough love. Let me see. Okay. Let me see this real quick. Oh, but what? Tough love. This is Israel brings tough love to the world, and the world don't like it. And that's my show. Tough love. Israel brings tough love to the nations, to the world, and it don't like it. What is tough love? Promotion of a person's welfare, especially that of an addict, child, or criminal, by enforcing certain constraints on them or requiring them to take responsibility for their actions. It says North American, a political policy designed to encourage self-help by restricting state benefits. Should I throw up now? Knowing that's all lies and trickery. But that first part, the noun, tough love, promotion of a person's or a people's welfare, especially that of an addict, child, or criminal, by enforcing certain constraints on them or requiring them to take responsibility for their actions. That's what we're doing. That's our purpose. That's our goal. Tough love. The Father did it to us. We're going to do it to them with the Father's help. All praises to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All praises to the Holy Spirit. All praises to Yahushua. Peace and blessings to the nation, to all those that come and take the time to listen. I thank you. The Father thanks you. This is what we do, and this is our purpose. Remember, don't be scared of the tough love, because that's what we got to do. That's what we're coming into. That's what this metaphysics is all about. It's just tough love. We got to tell the truth. Tough love. We got to help them have good fruit. Tough love. We got to show everybody what to do. Tough love. This whole cycle has been tough love. Israel, be at peace, for our redemption is here. Our redemption is here. All praises. Thank you, Father. Shalom.